lovely.
Good.
Well, the line dancing part, not so much solos. Owner's not there, so I gave it to the bartender. She was very confused at first. I was trying to explain to her like the exposure and how many people, and she's like, we can only hold 150 people. I'm like, no, we're not trying to bring them here. So I left the paperwork, but Sammy's working on logistics for participating in the parade too.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Well, thank you for doing that.
Yeah, no problem.
Madam Chair, you are live.
Okay, so let's call the meeting to order, and can you take roll call?
Chair Jones,
Present.
Member Lobley is not present. Member Mann is not present. Secretary Ritter. Member Parsons. Alternate Bartlesmeyer is here as the applicant. Alternate Ratterman. Council Liaison Nyan. Here. And our Commission Liaison Coe.
Yep.
All right, we have quorum.
We get a motion to approve the minutes from April 10th. Second,
Second.
you, all in favor?
Aye.
I'm gonna abstain. Abstaining as well, because I'm not
Abstain.
here.
You abstained, Tim?
Yeah, the abstains have it. Let's see, is there anyone on line?
We do have one person online and they do have their hand raised.
Oh, do I have to say the minutes were?
They
Sorry.
say it now if you'd like.
Okay, the minutes stand approved as written.
It looks like our attendee put their hand down.
Okay.
So we'll wait until their presentation later this evening.
Sorry, first night jitters. Okay. So on tonight's agenda, we have reserve at Wildwood. It's going to be doing, am I supposed to be there?
I
I'm
can
supposed to be
certainly
saying, I'm
read-
supposed to be reading it, or are you doing?
I can read it.
Okay.
Madam Chair, our first item on tonight's agenda is the reserve at Wildwood, 17225 Manchester Road. A preliminary review of architectural elevations, 3D renderings, and floor plan for the 4 of the Liberty series to be available within the reserve. A new 115 lot subdivision within town center. With your permission, I'd like to just go over a little bit of history, and then I think I was going to kind of describe what's in your packet of information. Madam Chair and members of the board, I'll be brief because I did give a lengthy history at the last meeting where the first set of architectural drawings and associated renderings were provided. Just to kind of give you an idea, this particular property was first rezoned by St. Louis County in 1989. It was intended to be an enclosed mall with 9 outlots and an apartment complex behind that development. Ultimately, that development did not proceed forward, but at the time of the city's incorporation, J.H. Barra Land Development Company had a contract on the property, which is approximately 50 acres in size, and they had a subcontract with Deerberg's Markets. And Deerberg's really had intended to locate there versus where they are now. That particular project was stalled, so to speak, due to the fact that we were doing our town center plan. And that time we were trying to work through their design versus the new guidelines and standards. And ultimately, they moved. In 2007, 2008 timeframe, the city of Wildwood approved zoning to accommodate a Target at that location. That project didn't move forward because Target and the developer, Tesco, came back and wanted public financing incentives, and a substantial amount of money for the development of the site. Fast forward to 2015, Payne Family Homes had the project under contract and wanted to do residential development. For 2 years, we worked through different components of that residential development, much more new urbanism style than what you'll see tonight, hear about from Mr. Bartlesmeyer. But ultimately, they stepped back, not the city, and submitted, for the most part, a design very similar to this tonight, which again is more cul-de-sac streets, but an extension of Main Street through the entirety of the site, and something more in the lines of preferbia, which means the homes are kind of individually set on each of the lots, so you don't necessarily get to that barracks feel as you drive down the street. There are quite a few amenities that are being provided here along with, well, including a playground, and common ground, multi-use trails, pedestrian facilities, et cetera. So all in all, the city council spent a great deal of time really granting the funding necessary to proceed forward. 115 lots. Lots generally have to average around 9,000 square feet. Frontages vary, but all in all, again, have to average roughly to around 72 feet in width, something akin to that. And so all from the perspective of the city, we have approved the site development plan, which is the preliminary plat for subdivision purposes. That they can actually do the display plat at this stage if they wanted to jumpstart some of the homes. They can't because they need architectural review board approval. So a lot of steps in the process from 1989 to 2025. We're at that stage where they are very close to having improvement plans, construction drawings done, which means they'll be able to actually begin creating on the site in phases. Ultimately, installation of utilities, infrastructure. If there are any questions, I'd be glad to try to answer them at this time. And thank you.
Do we have anybody online that has?
We have a couple individuals online, including one representative for the next application and another individual as well.
Any public comment?
If anyone would like to make comments online, please use the raise hand feature. I don't see any raised hands.
Madam Chair, with your permission, Ms. Keefe can now go over the packet.
Okay, do we want to, well, what do you list out? We need to do old business first. Good. Says old business, new business, and then we review.
Yes, I just thought we had already started on the reserve item.
What's that? It's a, sorry, said to review the agenda. I thought that's what we just did. And then it said public comment.
Oh, okay.
Then you started a little outside, so I didn't know if we were skipping ahead.
I guess we could say the agenda's been reviewed and we've asked for public comment and
We're good. Okay, perfect.
we'll dive into.
Now start the new business.
All right. Madam Chair, members of the board, tonight Alex Bartlesmeyer is back, not as a board member, but as the applicant representing McKelvey Homes for the reserve at Wildwood property and project. This is a new subdivision as Director Vunich detailed already, 115 lots located at Manchester Road and Highway 109, as you can see here. It is an approximately 50-acre parcel, and it is zoned R3 Residence District along with amended C8 and commercial. And there is a planned redevelopment overlay district associated with it. The ordinance included in your packets this evening. This is the site plan that Director Vunich was describing to you. You can see the cul-de-sacs, Main Street runs through the entire project. My probably isn't working very well. Trying to outline it for you. So Main Street extends through the entire development. Here you can see the cul-de-sacs layout. There's a multi-use path that connects with the rest of the multi-use paths around town center as well. There are a number of public spaces built into the plan, again, as described. and that is included in your packet. And then this is the monument sign that will be at each entrance to the subdivision. But our task tonight is to do a preliminary review of 4 series of houses. This is the Liberty series. Last time we reviewed the designer series. So we will be reviewing architectural elevations, 3D renderings and floor plans for these series. There are multiple elevation options associated with each one. These houses compared to the houses we reviewed last time are a little bit smaller. They are designed to be 40 feet wide with 2-car garages on the A lots and 50 feet wide with 3-car garages on B lots. So what I have to review is just a quick run through of the front elevation renderings for each of these options. And so first we'll review the Adams option. So this is elevation A. This is elevation A with 3-car garage option. This is elevation B. Again, with the 3-car garage. B. 3-car garage. And D. 3-car garage. This is the Franklin. The 3-car garage. The D. And let me know if I'm going too quickly. The idea is just to give you a sense of all the houses that are being offered. This is the Jefferson. And this does not come with the 3-car garage option, it looks like. And this is the McKinley. And there's 3 elevations associated with the McKinley. Those are all 3-car garages. And that is it. So at this time, I'll turn it over to Alex Bartlesmeyer to give you a more detailed rundown of this part of the project. Tonight, you are not being requested to take an action. We're just seeking your comments and feedback, which will be folded into the final set for review when we've conducted all of the preliminary reviews. Thank you.
It's Alex Bartlesmeyer of Calvi Homes. So quick breakdown, like they said, we were here last month presenting 5 houses from our designer series, which is our larger lots, larger home series, and then this month we're here presenting 4 houses from our Liberty series, which are the smaller lots. A little breakdown if you want to go to this site layout. And break down real quick. The community is broken into essentially 4 different lot types. Which this does color code those. The 4 houses we looked at today being the Liberty series apply to what is lot type A and B, which is the orange and blue lots. Breakdown for those. 52 on here it says 52 lots. That's the 40-foot wide houses, which are primarily the 2-car houses. 2-car, yeah. And then the 62 is the 3-car garage houses. Of the plans that were presented today, the Adams and the Franklin is available on all of A and B lots because it can transition between a 3-car and a 2-car. The Jefferson and the McKinley are specifically designed for those 3-car lots. The Jefferson, it actually shows a 2-car garage, but it's actually a 3-car because there's a tandem in the back behind it. So where the McKinley is designed purely to be a 3-car. So, so all 4 plans will be available on the B lots, but only the Adams and the Franklin will be available on the A lots. The designer series itself has 8 total houses, 5 of which can go only on the A lots, and then all 8 are available on the B lots. Because as I said, 5 were designed to be for the narrower lots with the option to add a 3rd-car garage, where 3 of them were designed purely for the wider 3-car lots, so. Yeah, good.
Do you mind explaining what's on this screen? Because I'm not sure that this was included in this packet.
No, that isn't packets the first sheet.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. It's right on top.
No, that's fine. Yeah, so yeah, exactly, like up there, primarily we're looking at those blue and the orange lots are the Liberty Series lots. So, which for the design, if you notice, they're primarily located on the cul-de-sacs. This was designed to put the larger designer series houses along Main Street for that predominant feel, and then for the cul-de-sac, we did the smaller houses get a nice tighter feel. Good.
I just have a question, sorry. if I'm-
No.
Like square footage wise, is there, what's the difference between the designer and Liberty? The Liberties are smaller,
Yes, the Liberties are smaller.
I mean, interior square footage, not
Yeah.
outside. Okay.
Yeah. The Liberty Series can start as small to Franklin. It's the smallest available plan, and I believe that's just above 1,800 square feet. Whereas the smallest designer series starts at trying to blank which one it is. I think it would be the Stockton plan, which is just at 2,400 square feet.
So 2,400 would be the top size of any of them in there, square.
No, that's
smallest.
that's the smallest designer series.
Smallest, okay.
So-
The biggest designer.
Yeah, the biggest designer, could get you up to 36, 38.
Okay, I'm just trying to get.
So, whereas the biggest Liberty can get you. I think which plan. Washington plan, which we haven't offered, has it's essentially a 2-story and built out has an option to add quite a number of square footage with the 2nd floor. But even then, I think that only tops out around 3,000 square feet for that series.
I was just curious.
So can you ground me? Are you the same builder as what's across the street, across 109?
No.
So these are totally different.
Yeah, these are not the same designer, so no.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not the same builder.
But the space between the homes is gonna be similar, it looks like.
I would believe so. I mean, like,
So
I don't know exactly how those were designed, but
Tight.
usually, yes. You know, the side yard setbacks are usually driven by the city. And I would assume we're in the same zoning as across the street, so we would probably be at the same side yards, or at least very similar.
Similar. Generally, it's going to be anywhere from 5 to 8 feet.
Yeah.
In
So-
terms of the side
Reach out
yard.
and touch somebody.
So it can
Well,
be-
it's 10 feet between houses. The house is anywhere from 5 to 8 feet, or at least 5 to 8 feet from the property line. So in here, you're looking at the smaller orange lots are probably 5-foot side yards. And then you're looking at closer to 8-foot side yards for the bigger lots, especially when you get to the yellow.
So
Yes,
when
go,
you- when you're, sorry.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I'm a little off topic here. That's okay. I brought this up at our last meeting. And I'm not comfortable with the roundabout on 109. I mean, who's gonna modify that? And if you look at the western portion of that roundabout, I mean, just off that roundabout, it drops, and it drops considerably, and it's gonna need, I don't know, some major fill or some kind of thing, but that roundabout isn't, it's not sufficient. I hate going through it. I try to avoid that roundabout any chance I get. And if that's gonna be like the main entrance, I know Old Manchester is another entrance and stuff. But if you're counting on that roundabout, something's gotta be done. It's gotta be modified. There's gotta be a lot of fill for that cave or whatever that comes off of it there, just to the west, if you look at it. I mean, if somebody lost control in that roundabout on the western end and stuff, they're gonna have a time on their hands as they pitch down into that abyss there. If you know what I'm talking about.
Certainly do. Mr. Parsons, a couple of things. First, I shared your concern about the existing dynamics of the roundabout with our Department of Public Works after our last meeting. And just this week, McKelvey Homes and their engineer Stock and Associates provided to me initial comments and some of the approvals associated with that area at the roundabout and access into the site from the Missouri Department of Transportation. So your concerns were heard. We wouldn't release the improvement plans until we got those final approvals, or at least a set of comments and some final approvals relative to what is basically a substantial box culvert that's going into that area. And the box culvert would sit on, obviously, not grade, but rock. And the intent is to have a slight transition from the roundabout on the creek due to the box culvert into the site. There's a little bit more engineering there that I don't understand, but I can assure you, MSD, Missouri Department of Transportation, Corps of Engineers, and the City of Wildwood are looking at that particular location.
They need to upgrade the roundabout and stuff. And then, you know, I go through there and I look down the west side. I don't know how deep that is, coming off of it.
It's a whopper.
Yeah, it is. That's my concern. That's all.
Noted again, and as I say, we've been pressing McKelvey Homes to get that box covered in that area through the MoDOT process, so we can be comfortable that we can proceed forward.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
I have a question for Joe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but planning has already approved the density level. This is not an issue.
The city council authorized an ordinance, actually, that allows up to 132 dwellings on individual lots. McKelvey Homes came back and said to do the Liberty and Designer series, they actually reduced it to the 115. So yes, density is not an issue. And again, because it's town center and it's designated a combination of neighborhood general and neighborhood edge.
My only comment is on the Jefferson on elevation A. There's something, and this is just kind of picky, so. The over the garage, it just looks a little blank, and all the other ones kind of have. a lot. Yeah, and so there's something even dropping that cross piece down a little or something. That just looks a little. Not little section. And then if each one offered in the. Is the siding and the other option, is it that hardy? Cause it doesn't look like siding.
All the siding materials hardy. So what's up in the gable is a shake.
Right, but what's this that looks smooth?
That's a hardy board.
Just
So
a
it's
smooth, like a
literally-
stucco looking?
It'll be
thing?
stucco finish to it, hardy board with the trim pattern. It's board and batten.
So on every option, can you choose either or do you like, is only the stucco version on this Franklin elevation D?
We do allow some variations with that. If someone does come in and say, hey, I would
Cause
prefer.
they're not all
stay-"
gonna look like,
No,
Yeah.
and Wildwood has a requirement that we not build same house and elevations next to each other. We We don't have, we have it within our company. We don't prefer to do that. Usually if someone wants to build a very similar house next to it, we at the very least change colors. We'll also encourage material change. So, yeah, we're not opposed to it. Like you said, if someone comes in and they're like, I really like this elevation, but I don't want shade.
Yeah,
I would prefer to have your board and board that. Yeah, we'll make that change.
and the trim pieces that go vertically are always in white on your elevation, but they can be other colors.
They can be other colors, you know, here it was limitations of the rendering process.
absolutely.
But yes, in theory, they could, if they wanted to, they could pick it to be the same color as the stucco board
Okay.
behind it. So, yeah.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I asked Mr. Bartlesmeyer a question.
Did you ask so nice?
Do people like the option with the tandem garage? Is that
The
popular?
Jefferson garage, we do sell it. I think some people do like it, because it's in the series, it's unique because it's the width of the house, but it's not for a 3-car. And it is a 3-car garage, but it doesn't have a 3-car front. So it really comes down to how accessible do they want that 3rd-car garage?
Like the idea. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, a lot of people, that 3rd-car garage is not really using it for a car.
Yeah.
So not having garage door isn't really a detriment to some people, so.
Anyone else?
Madam Chair, we now have presentations on both of the proposed series. There's not an objection. I think Ms. Keith, Ms. Ripko, and I would like to have the final recommendation. Thank you.
Okay. So do we need to make a motion to do that?
I would prefer it if you don't
Yeah.
mind.
I want to make a motion to approve that. Second. Motion by Tracy Knight.
Yep.
Sorry,
Oh, you're fine.
and seconded by James. We did that right, 'cause we've had some confusion.
I appreciate when you say that.
Okay. Then we want to move on to the second. Of Wildwood Church.
Did you take, yeah, you need to take the vote.
Oh, sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone abstaining? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Mr. Bartlesmeyer, thank you.
Is there a third round that he's gonna be next time? Like, we're just gonna like all summer, we're gonna keep seeing it?
Yeah, so just for the very that, we've only submitted 9 of the total 16 plans, I believe.
Okay.
So, or actually, no, 9 or 16. So there will be a few more coming. This was preliminary. We will have to submit for a final review for all of the houses that are already been submitted, so. But, yeah. Will be more fun.
Okay. Like to use the fellowship of Wildwood.
I'll put it into the record. I'll let, this, keep take it from there. Fellowship of Wildwood Church, 1770. Initial review of elevator additions to the existing religious institution located at Highway 100 and Road.
Chair Jones, would you like to recognize the addition of another member of the board?
Yeah. Does he need a roll call or did we just?
Maybe we just recognize that
Okay.
Alex Bartlesmeyer is
Is now
rejoining
joined
the
the-
board.
Jesus.
Alex has now joined the meeting. He turned his hat around.
No. All right, Madam Chair, members of the board, our next case involves an initial review of a new lobby addition and a new elevator addition to an existing religious institution located at 100 and Mueller Road. Here's a map. So here you can see Highway 109, take 100 West. And this is the property here. It is almost 30 acres in size. It is zoned non-urban residence district, and it is located outside town center. The Fellowship of Wildwood Church was built in 2003. Upon the site, here, you see the parking areas on the site. This is the existing building. This is the new elevator addition, and this is the new lobby addition. This is the site plan submitted by the applicant. Again, this is the new elevator, the addition. And here is the overall main level floor plan. So then the addition, information for the other areas of the building, and this is the new, or sorry, this is the new lobby addition. This is the new elevator addition. This is all existing. This is the lower level floor plan, and so here you can see that elevator. Here you can see the exterior southwest elevation of the addition. And down here is a key to give you a sense of where that view is coming from. This is the northwestern elevation. Obviously, the new parts are in color and the gray are things. This is the new elevator elevation. Northeast. And this is the northeast and northwest elevation of that. Full rendering of the lobby addition. Another view of it. And that concludes my introduction. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Rosie Mitchell of the Aspen Group, who is representing the Fellowship of Wildwood in this application. And I should note that tonight, the Architectural Review Board is asked to approve with or without conditions, or deny this application.
The presenters online. All right.
Yes, the petitioners online, I just need to promote them. Mitchell, if you are online, I am attempting to promote you to panelist. Sometimes this pops up as a prompt. Oh, there you are. It did look like she was joining our panel. But now she's still trapped in my attendees queue. So if you'll just give me a few minutes to try to resolve that. There she is.
Hi there, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can
Yes.
hear you now.
Great. It looks like I lost connection, but was able to join back in. So let me share my screen. Is that large enough for you guys?
Yes, that looks good.
So as she mentioned, the new addition is shown in the rendered version here on the elevation. We're matching existing heights. The lobby has two varying heights. One is roughly 14 feet, and then these peaked roofs here. The new addition will be set kind of at that 14 feet, as well as this little pop-up that you see to the right here that is covering an unit that will be placed on the roof to be completely concealed there. Um, the new addition that you can see there is lower enough to allow for some clerestory windows to allow some natural light into their existing lobby. The red color that you see here is all brick. That is, will match the existing size, color of their existing, as well as the mortar will match as well. This gray area that you see here will be a stone veneer that will consist of, that will play off of their existing kind of yellow, natural, warm tones of the existing ephes and brick that you see on their existing building. And again, that is only shown in the middle here to kind of break up the elevation as well as at the post of the canopy. And on the other elevation of the new lobby is same thing, brick to match existing. Around by the elevator at the back of the building here, that is all load-bearing masonry with an ephes finish. With some reveals to match some existing architectural elements that are on the back of the building. With a cornice, ephes cornice and coping at the top. There are some renderings here to illustrate those elevations. So the majority of the building will be brick with a stone veneer at the front here and with some stone along the piers. For the canopy, the new canopy is an aluminum louvered sunshade that will allow some natural light that you can see the shadow line there, that it's not completely opaque, to allow for some sunshade on the inside as well as out on the patio. You see there. Again, same elevation here, similar materials, all matching existing. Another close-up view. This rendering, just so you know, is not representing that stone very well, but you can see it here on the piers. Above each of there's 3 new exit doors out of the building. Each exit door will have a downlight on top of it, and then at each of the posts on the canopy will have a downlight as well. And then introducing every other bollard in front of the patio here as a light bollard that would be similar to, again, to their existing color and style of bollards there. On this slide is kind of just a snapshot of a lot of the existing that we're matching. Here's a large view of the brick and the cornice with ephes and metal coping, color of the metal coping, color of the ephes, and then the exterior glazing is a tinted kind of bronze look that we're maintaining with the new addition as well. The storefront frame will be aluminum dark bronze as well. Stone veneer as well. And then the 3 fixtures that are on the exterior would be this wall pack that's above each of the new exits. This is the canopy post light, and then the bollards that are in the front there. And lastly, just a couple of views of the existing to look through. The intent is to kind of match again the style, the look that's there. And then lastly, just some landscape. There's a few landscape areas that we are updating once the new addition gets installed. We've got a little bit of landscaping here off to the west and to the front. The rest will be concrete patio, which majority of the patio is concrete now, and we're just going to be replacing that with new concrete and control joints. Around the patio will be new turf where we are disturbing some of that grade. And then in the back where we're disturbing any landscaping for the new elevator will be put back with their finished gravel, mulch, and a few of the green gem boxwoods. But I'll stop there. Any questions?
I said one, you hinted towards that these doors are primarily to be used for exiting the building more than entrances. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Correct. Their existing main entrance will remain.
Is there any issue with the use of ethos? Isn't it like not allowed in the town center, but it's okay elsewhere? Is that the rule?
Yes, in town center, it's frowned upon. Outside town center, it's
You don't frown.
material.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Chair, if I may. Mitchell, could you give a little more detail on that overhang or that sunscreen you mentioned?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not recognizing it on the plan set, at least the flat plan shows the improvements. So if you could just explain it a little, I appreciate it.
Yes, let me pull it up.
You can see it here on the C100 page.
So the sunshade, it extends in plan view. It sits right there. And in this view, you can see it, if that's a little hard to read. The canopy sits right there.
So there are columns supporting it.
Correct. There's individual columns that are supporting the front, and then the back end will be supported on the existing or on the new building.
Correct. Thank you.
and it's what appears to be there, it's truly a sunshade, it's not an actual roof.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Thank you.
Have a couple of comments. Back to that elevation you just showed us. The stone base that you're having for those piers, it's kind of small. Personal opinion. The other comment that I wanted to make is the elevator, when the elevator is placed on the side, is there paving around that elevator?
No, there will not be paving around that elevator. It's within an existing landscaped area. Let's see. It's within an existing landscape area that's along here. There is a stoop that's right outside an existing door that will be remain or patched if it's removed during construction, but that's all within a landscaped area.
Yeah, but they're not cutting grass around that, because I would say that the tendency is people who are riding the lawnmower have a tendency to run into things and EFS doesn't take that well.
Correct,
That's-
currently there's no grass and there's no intent to put grass in that area.
I don't think it would grow. That's the north side of that building anyways.
Anybody else? Anyone like to motion to approve or motion to make changes?
I actually,
Um,
wife's the engineer for.
Oh, you should ask her about those columns. No, I'm just
No,
kidding.
not the stuff that he's skeptical of.
I'm just joking.
I move to approve.
Second?
I'll second.
Okay, so we have a Mr. Parsons and a motion from, or a second from Mr., sorry, I can't see that far.
Bartlesmeyer.
Bartlesmeyer. I was gonna say Bartle Smith.
Close enough.
Bartlesmeyer. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms.
You all.
Mitchell.
Thank you very much.
Do you have any other items? Next meeting date is Thursday, June 12th. I promise to smooth things out a little bit for them. Anyone like to motion to? And do we have a second?
Second.
All right. Meeting adjourned.
Thank you all
Thank
very
you.
much. Have a good weekend.